What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon MLB DFS video. It is Tuesday. It is May 23rd, and we are back bringing you an entire breakdown. So, as always, if you've never been here before, if you find this video helpful at all, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are trying to get to 10,000 subs before the All-Star break, so a little less than 2 months now. Same thing with Twitter, at @advisors_team. If we do get to 10,000 subs on Twitter or YouTube before the All-Star break, we will, depending on what site it's on or both, we will put it on random.org, and one person will win a free lifetime pass to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. So definitely check that out. If you don't know what we do here, we're going to break down every pitching matchup on the slate. So we got 15 games. We got, in theory, 30 pitchers, but I believe some pitchers aren't on here yet, so we'll break down what we can. Just like, as always, if you've had success, hit that like button. Tell people down below in the comments. A lot of people have been saying they've used our information and they've won money, which was awesome. Then they've come back and they've actually sent us tips or donations on CashApp, which I have down in the description of this video, which has been awesome. But any video that, like I've said, any video that gets 50 plus likes, we will have a randomization. So you can see 55 likes on yesterday's video, which was awesome because I didn't get it out till later in the day, but we still got the goals, which was amazing. So what we do is I've taken all 20, so we had 55 likes and 22 comments. Anyone who commented is in this list. As you can see, anyone who commented here is in this list. What we're going to do is I'm going to randomize it 3 total times. On the 3rd time, that is the winner, and you can contact me, and you'll get a month of MLB DFS. So another way to get another month is to tell me, you got to like the video, be a subscriber, tell me who's going to hit a home run, what inning they're going to hit it in, and the distance traveled for a tiebreaker. So just get those in there. So good luck to everybody. Let's just get going before we jump into everything else. So it'll be the 3rd time. There's 1, there's 2, and the winner is Gilbert Powell. Congratulations, Gilbert Powell. If you see this, comment here and hit me up on Twitter at @advisors_team, and we will give a month pass. So Gilbert Powell, congratulations. Let's go. So we're going to break it down, and at the end of the video, we'll kind of show you what we have on FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. So anyone who's signed up, welcome. Anyone who signs up, it's $10 a month, and we'll go over all of that. So looking on the slate here, now this has nothing to do with any weather. I kind of want to see if there are weather concerns in this day, but that being said, looking at this, you've got Dylan Cease versus Logan Allen. This is early, so this is not part of the main slate. So if you're playing early, you got Dylan Cease, 120 plate appearances, 259 batting average, 15.8 K percentage. I like Dylan Cease. I've used him a ton this year. I think you guys have used him a ton with us, and we've had success. Kind of just looking at that, I don't mind him against Cleveland at all. On the other hand, Logan Allen, 22 plate appearances, 333, so he's seen about 1 time. Not much going on. I think in this realm, I think your Dylan Cease is going to be your cash option. I think Logan Allen's going to be your GPP, but we can see what bats have had success against them. Ahmed Rosario, 20 plate appearances. Kind of, they're, seeing them a lot being in the same division. 4 for 18, a double. Jose Ramirez, 5 for 18 with 2 doubles. I do like Jose Ramirez on any given slate. Stephen Kwan, 5 for 13 with a double. Andres Jimenez, 3 for 14, a double and a triple. Only 1 home run is Gabriel Arias, which we're not going to use him. So I don't mind some of these guys, but I will have exposure to Dylan Cease today. The flip side, to see what bats have had success, the numbers are inflated. He's seen them, 1 game. 1 for 3, 1 for 2 with a double. Another double for Luba. But other than that, strikeouts aren't 100% there, so I don't mind. I would look at Cease for cash. I would look at Logan Allen for GPP. Rangers at the Pirates is the next game on the slate. You got Nate Eovaldi versus Rich Hill, which is crazy to think about. Both are viable options, which is it's hard to say that. But yeah, I mean, Rich Hill is 100 years old, but he's still pitching pretty good. Evaldi against the Pirates, 42 plate appearances, 237 batting average, 19 K percentage. I wish, obviously, he was a little bit higher K percentage, but he's had some good games this year. I'm trying to see if he's faced Pittsburgh. He has not faced Pittsburgh. 2 games ago against Oakland and went 8.2 innings with 12 Ks. His last start, 7 innings, 31 fantasy points, 5 strikeouts. So I really like Evaldi here. I think he's good for both cash or GPP, and I'm really not looking at Pirates bats. Rich Hill, GPP-wise, I don't mind, but I will have some Texas bats. So who have had success? Marcus Semien, 2 for 12, 1 double. That's not much. Not a lot of success. Corey Seager 3 for 8 with 1 double. Jonah Heim, a double as well. So I will be all over Nate Eovaldi. I think Eovaldi will be good for both cash and GPP. I think Rich Hill is more of only a tournament option today. Cardinals at the Reds. We saw the Reds win it in extra innings on Monday. We've got Adam Wainwright versus Graham Ashcraft. Now, Waino here comes in. Let's see. There's a lot of good pitching options on this slate. This one's going to be a tricky slate. I'm not going to lie. Wainwright comes in at 6,500. 1-0 record, 5.74 ERA. Not ideal. He's had 2 good matchups out of 3, and his best start came in the matchup where he should have beat Detroit. He should have beat Boston. He got 18 fantasy points, 9 in there, and then he beat LA, the Dodgers, and got 20 fantasy points. So I'm not going to use Wainwright. I don't trust him, especially in this ballpark where the home runs go out of there. So we can look at some bats. Ashcraft, I don't trust him either. 38 plate appearance, 353. We'll dig in a little bit, but these bats, I think this might be a high-scoring game again. Will Myers, 2 for 13 with a home run. That's not much. Kevin Newman, 4 for 21 with a double. Jonathan India, 3 for 8 with a double. Nick Senzel, 4 for 12. So not a ton going on, but I just don't trust Wainwright enough to put him in my lineups. Ashcraft, kind of the same thing. Cardinals bats have been hot, and they're putting up runs. Tommy Edman, 2 for 5. Yeah, the numbers are going to be skewed because, 667, 500, 400, 333, 400. So it's all going to be skewed a little bit. Arenado, 3 for 6 with a double and a home run. I don't mind him just because he's been on fire. Has nothing to do with BVP there. Goldie, 2 for 3 with a home run as well. So, yeah, probably be looking at stacking this game combined. Won't be looking at pitching. Blue Jays at Tampa Bay. Now, I don't know what to think out of this one. Jose Barrios, he's been very up and down this season. He has good numbers against Tampa Bay. It's hard to take a pitcher against Tampa Bay at home right now. So kind of just looking at that, just kind of want to see. Tampa Bay won yesterday, and I told you, I don't know if anyone watched the game to look at Chris Bassett and just see how just bored he looks out there, but if you did, let me know. Taj Bradley, I don't mind. I just don't know how deep into games he's going to go. I think both of these pitchers are good GPP options. I'm not trusting either of them in cash, though. If you want to see the bats against Jose Barrios here, we can kind of look. Manny Margot, 5 for 12 with a double. Harold Ramirez, 3 for 11 with a double. Arozarena, 4 for 10 with a double. No one's hit a home run against Barrios. No one's hit a triple. He's given up 4 doubles, 17 Ks. So only striking at about 19.1. Not exactly what I'd be looking at, but we can kind of look at that. I think both of these options are good tournament options. I'm not trusting the cash. They're just really good options out there for pitching today, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You got the Diamondbacks versus the Phillies. You got Ryan Nelson versus Dylan Covey. I don't want anything to do with either of these pitchers. I'm looking at both offenses. So once the batter trends come out, it'll make it a little bit more clear. But I'm all over Ketel Marte. I'm all over Corbin Carroll. A couple of bats for Arizona. And then the Phillies, at home against a righty. I'm all over Schwarber. I'm all over Harper. Bryson Stott is in there. And Alec Boehm as well. So those are kind of the ones that I'm looking at. Won't have any exposure to these pitchers, though. Even in cash or GPP, I won't. You got the Padres at the Nationals. You got Yu Darvish versus Mackenzie Gore. Darvish, 56 plate appearances, 255 batting average, striking out 21.4. And then Mackenzie Gore has never faced them before. I know the Machado's out, so that's a big right-handed bat out of there. I don't mind Gore as a GPP option, but I'm all in on Yu Darvish against Washington's offense. I would like this if it was, in San Diego, but we can't get what we want there. So I'm in on Darvish. I'm looking at Gore for GPPs. And then just depending on what bats, Bogarts, depends on the lineup that comes out, but I love Bogarts against Mackenzie Gore. Nelson Cruz should be a cheaper option if he's in there. Looking at heavy on the righties, maybe even a Jake Cronenworth, Ha-Seong Kim as well. Next game, Orioles at the Yankees. You got Kyle Bradish versus Garrett Cole. Bradish, 29 plate appearances, 20.7 K percentage. The Yankees are absolutely on fire right now. They're one of 4 teams that have, what was the stat? One of 4 teams that are like, I don't remember. 12-4. No, I don't remember. The Yankees are just on fire right now. They got rid of Aaron Hicks. They brought in the youngsters. They're playing. We know that. I won't have any exposure to Bradish and cash. I'll maybe throw him in 1 or 2 GPPs just in that instance that he may get strikeouts. But I love the Yankees offense here. I love Garrett Cole. That's why he's the picture of this video. He is my number 1 pitcher on this slate against the Orioles. Looking at this, 118 plate appearances against the Orioles, 268 batting average, 22 K percentage. He's trying to see if he's faced Baltimore this year yet. He has not. But he's coming off 6 innings of no earned runs and 6 strikeouts against Toronto. This is where they ended up losing the game, the one game they lost. And then against Tampa Bay, 5 innings, 4 strikeouts, 2 earned runs, 21 fantasy points. So he's had a couple of down games. But yeah, I really like Garrett Cole against the Orioles here. The Yankees bats that jump out at me without even looking, I'm going to tell you it's probably Rizzo. It's probably Judge, 100% player of the week. Oswaldo Cabrera if he's in there. Greg Allen if he's in there, if he can get on base. I don't know if he'll start. So those are some cheaper options. Cabrera, like I said, Glaber's 2 for 2, DJ's 1 for 5. Just really depends on the order, but Harrison Bader's been on fire as well. So definitely looking at a Yankee stack with Garrett Cole. Then the Dodgers at the Braves. Bobby Miller, I believe he's making his Major League debut. Let me see real quick. That's not what I want. He's not on... currently not on Fanduel. I do believe that means he is making his Major League debut. Obviously never facing the Braves before. I'll throw him in a GPP if they put him in there on the list, which I fully expect them to do sometime in the afternoon probably. I'll have some exposure to him, but again, it's the Braves. They are very good on offense. On the flip side of that, Spencer Strider, 14 plate appearances against the Dodgers, 286 batting average. He's not seen much. He's the most expensive pitcher on the slate on FanDuel at 11,500. 4-1 record, 2.96 ERA. Kind of got lit up by Texas. 5 innings, 7 Ks, 4 earned runs, only 24 fantasy points. Against Toronto, though, had no problem. 12 strikeouts, 57 fantasy points. He had a really good game against Miami back on April 24th. 8 innings, 13 strikeouts, 73 fantasy points. So he's been very good this year. He was very good last year. So I will have some exposure to Spencer Strider in this matchup, probably cash or GPP. And then I will look at Bobby Miller. If he's on the list, I will put him in a couple of my tournament lineups there. Tigers at the Royals, Eduardo Rodriguez versus to be announced. It's in Kansas City. If you've been with us, you know I'm taking a pitcher against Kansas City, and he's had success against the current roster. 46 plate appearances, only 15.2 K percentage, which I wish was a little bit higher, but a 154 batting average. So I'm all over Eduardo Rodriguez. I think Erod makes a fantastic SP1 or SP2 on DraftKings, both cash and tournament, against a Kansas City lineup that's just not good. Mets at the Cubs is next. Kodai Senga versus Drew Smyly. I'm all over Senga here. A little weary because it is Chicago. It's a windy city. The ball does fly out of there. I wish it were in New York. The problem is Senga needs some run support to get the extra points with a W. But if anyone can do it, the Mets can come alive against Drew Smyly. So I'm looking at Senga 100% cash GPP. I don't mind. And I'm looking at a Mets stack. So what Mets bats have had success against Smyly in the 109 plate appearances? Pete Alonso comes to mind. I'm probably using him. Eduardo Escobar's 8 for 14 with a double and 4 home runs. Those are good numbers. Starling Marte's 4 for 15 with 2 doubles. Brandon Nimmo's 3 for 10 with a double. Francisco Lindor is 5 for 15 with a double. Pete Alonso's 3 for 11. So, yeah, I mean, I think this will be one where I make multiple lineups, stacking different players, and that's kind of what I'm looking at here. So, that's what I'm going to be looking at. I will be looking at making multiple different Mets stacks, just depending on what lineup comes out of there. So, if Escobar's in there, I'm going to use him. He sees the ball well out of his hands. 5 of the 8 hits are extra base hits. 4 of them are home runs. Starling Marte, if he's in there. So, yeah, 100% going to make multiple different New York Mets stacks against Drew Smyly. Giants at the Twins is next. Alex Cobb versus Sonny Gray. I wish this was in San Francisco, but we'll take what we can get. Cobb against the Twins, 73 plate appearances, 368 batting average, 19.2 K percentage. On the flip side of that, Sonny Gray, 47 plate appearances, 186 batting average, 25.5 K percentage. Love Gray here. Love him here. Cash or GPP, I don't mind. And what bats have had success against Alex Cobb? Christian Vasquez, 12 for 19. He's batting .632. Seeing the ball well off him. If he's in there, I like him. Same thing with Correa, 4 for 12. Solano was scratched late on Monday, very late after, I believe after lineups locked, at least at the 6:20 start time. I still was able to get him out of our lineup, but yeah, he for whatever reason he was a very late scratch, so we'll kind of play that by ear. But yeah, if I don't know if I'll fully stack Minnesota, but I'll be looking at Vasquez, I'll be looking at Correa, depending on who's in there. I kind of like Kyle Farmer, Willie Castro. Some cheaper options there. And then I'll be looking at Sonny Gray for pitching. Houston, the Astros at the Brewers. You got JP France versus Colin Ray. Ray apparently got sent down and now got called back up. I'm stacking the Astros, and I'm going to look at JP France. Now, I know France, he let me down. I picked him up his last start against the Cubs, which I'm sad that I did because he... Yeah, 3.2 innings, 6 earned runs, -1 fantasy point. He's got a better matchup against Milwaukee, I think. I believe that Houston on paper should be able to put up enough run support to give JP France a W if he can keep the Brewers in check, which I think he could. So I'll have some exposure to France in GPP/tournaments. I won't in cash, and I won't be looking at Ray at all. Marlins at the Rockies, Yuri Perez versus Austin Gomber. This, I don't know. I love Yuri Perez. He was the picture of the video the other day. People asked me who my favorite pitcher on the slate was the other day. I said him, and all he did was have a very, very good game for us. 5 innings against Washington, 6 strikeouts, 1 earned run. Problem is, this is in Coors. I will have exposure to Yuri Perez in tournaments, but I'm not exactly thrilled about it because it is Coors, so this is one that could backfire. But if I'm going to be making multiple lineups, I will have some exposure there. I won't have any exposure to Gomber. I will be looking at Marlins here for stacking options. Don't be surprised if Perez does get hit hard, but I will be using him a little bit for GPPs. Red Sox at the Angels is next. You got Brian Bello versus Griffin Canning. Bello, 16 plate appearances, 417. Canning, 23 plate appearances, 273, and only 17.4 K percentage. Probably not using these pitchers because there are other options out there. There are better options on the slate. We've seen them. We've talked about them. We could be looking at the offenses. It really depends on the batter trends. Ohtani comes to mind. Verdugo comes to mind. Obviously, Mike Trout comes to mind. Gio Urshela, Taylor Ward. Just really depends. I'll probably be looking at this game whenever the Vegas numbers all come out and we can see the implied run totals, what teams are going to be suggested to score the most amount of points or runs. I mean, we can translate that to points. We can translate that to fantasy points and build your lineup through there. So I won't have exposure to either of these pitchers. I will be looking at bats once the batter trends are out. Then the final game, the Athletics at the Mariners, Luis Medina versus Marco Gonzalez. Not going to have any exposure to Oakland. I'm going to have exposure to Marco. We had it on Monday, and it worked out very well for us. I'm going to have exposure to Marco Gonzalez against Oakland. 91 plate appearances, 222 batting average, 16.5 K percentage. We can look at the bats that have had success, which not very many. Laureano, 4 for 26 with a double and a home run. Aguilar, 3 for 11 with a home run. Nick Allen, 3 for 10. Double and a home run. So other than that, nothing. So I'm all over I don't trust him enough for cash. I will be looking at Marco Gonzalez in tournaments when I'm building my lineups on this day. So there you go, everybody. That is the breakdown. We've gone through all the available pitching, the ones we like, the ones we hate, cash, tournaments, bats. We've gone through it all. If you have any questions, let me know. If you would like to see something new in these videos, let us know, and I'll try to accommodate as much as possible. So like I said, I will show you FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. A couple of people apparently were signed up to the wrong site. It's FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. FantasyTeamAdvisors, ADVISORS.com. It looks like this. We have the MLB tab. If you are signed up, you will have access to all the tabs. If you're not signed up, you'll have access to the BVP, the stolen base targets, the betting odds, the ballpark ratings, the optimal stacks, the cheat sheet, the Fanduel batter trends, the DraftKings batter trends are all part of the premium content. And then what's awesome is once we get into NFL season, we have a lot of stuff here. So we're going to be bringing back, we'll have our projections for the year. Now that training camp's starting, obviously we know that some people are going to get hurt. So we're kind of waiting. Probably put out my projections early August, just like last year. And then each week we have Vegas odds, we have cheat sheet, we have optimal lineups. I want to say I'm going to show you the cheat sheet. I don't know if it's going to be blank or if it's going to be anything right now. Can't remember if I unlinked it or not since we're out. No, I didn't. Probably revamp this. We'll kind of see. Cheat sheet all the way down. Probably will revamp it and build off of that, off of what people are looking for. So we'll have a ton of information, ton of content for you guys. MLB all season, and then NFL, which is our bread and butter. We love NFL. Have a matchup tool. It takes me hours to do the matchup tool. So I need to make sure it's worth it. I need to make sure that you guys watch the videos. Maybe subscribe to FTA Plus. You can subscribe for $10 a month. Super simple. You can even ask people that have subscribed or want a free pass how they like it. Let them be honest with you down below. Let's get some interaction here. Let's hit that like button if you found this video helpful. Let's hit that subscribe button. So thank you guys for checking this video out. Good luck on this entire slate. Let me know your thoughts. Who's your favorite stack of the day? And let me know if you won some bacon yesterday. Good luck, everybody. Let's bring up some bacon. Peace.